A new state law is addressing concerns about oil production in California.
And News Channel reporter Mina Wahab breaks down Senate Bill 237.
Governor Newsom recently signed Senate Bill 237 into law to stabilize fuel supply and combat high gas prices. The bill fast-tracks oil drilling permits in Kern County, but it places greater restrictions on offshore drilling, something that came about in response to harsh public criticism to Sable Offshore's attempt to restart the same pipeline that ruptured during the Refugio oil spill. Assemblymember Greg Hart says Sable has been blatantly ignoring California's environmental regulations.
They have defied cease and desist orders from the California Coastal Commission. In fact, the Coastal Commission fined them $18 million, the highest fine that they have ever assessed for a violation of the Coastal Act. And Sable just consistently pretends that it can proceed without the approval of the Coastal Commission.
This prompted Hart to draft a bill that solidifies the Coastal Commission's jurisdiction when it comes to oil production here at home.
I'm optimistic that we are going to finally get them to comply with the state legislation.
That means they'd have to apply for a new permit and go through that whole process, which would mean an environmental review. It would mean public hearings.
The Coastal Commission is only one piece of the puzzle. Along with Senator Monique Limon, Hart focused on increasing oversight of offshore drilling and addressing the hazards of idle oil wells. Senator Limon's contribution was on additional safety standards for the production of oil and its transport through the pipeline.
We're not even saying no to production. We're just saying in order for you to operate, you have to get a permit that ensures that you operate in a safe manner.
Hart says demand for oil in California has been declining the last 10 years. He says we need some oil production, but emphasized that oil production offshore is more dangerous than it is onshore.
They may never get their permits to restart that onshore pipeline, but it's just as risky whether or not they'll get the permits to do what they want offshore.
Last week, Sable Offshore prepared an alternative way to transport crude oil without further state approvals. Instead of using the onshore pipeline, it's proposing to use a floating vessel to process and transport oil. In Santa Barbara, I'm News Channel reporter Mina Wahab.